Mark 14:62, and Jesus said, I am, and ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. So this is another passage in Mark where Jesus is basically presented as God. The main reason we know this is Jesus claiming to be God is because, first of all, coming on the cloud of heaven is something that is very much associated with God. It's something that only God is described as doing in the Old Testament. And second of all, the way that the high priest reacts to this makes it pretty clear that he thinks Jesus is making a blasphemous claim. But I do want to address one point, which is Alex O'Connor has had a criticism of this verse as a proof for Jesus' divinity. Essentially, he asks, well, if Jesus just alluding to a passage in the Old Testament is enough to make him seem to be God to the high priest, why were they surprised that there was a man claiming to be God in the first place? If they hear a reference to Daniel 7, which is what this basically is, and they immediately think, oh, this guy's claiming to be God, then presumably they would have to also have read the verse in Daniel 7 as talking about God, but it's talking about the Son of Man. Why would they think the Son of Man is necessarily God? And this confused me, but Jesus is actually quoting this slightly differently, because if you go back to Daniel 7 and read the original verse, it says, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven. So it makes complete sense that they would have interpreted this to be referring to God, because it's not saying that this is somebody who was a Son of Man, it was somebody who had the appearance of being like a Son of Man. And thus the Jews at the time probably did interpret this as referring to an explicitly divine entity. And that's why they were so shocked when Jesus said, hey, I am the Son of Man. That is not only him claiming to be the figure from Daniel 7, but by saying, I am the Son of Man, he's saying, I don't just appear to be a Son of Man, I literally am one. There is a divine figure who was born of a human being. And it was that presentation of someone who is simultaneously human and divine that would have been taken by the high priest as the height of blasphemy. And of course, the fact that the Jews immediately interpreted this as a blasphemous claim means Jesus must have known it would be taken that way. So when he still says this with reference to the divine figure in Daniel 7, he is claiming to be God.